Hello everyone. Good evening. Good evening everyone. Today is our second session on demo of Code Java. So still three more sessions are there. After that, paid students only will get the link. Okay. Just a reminder for you all. Let's start our session. Okay. Okay. We'll wait for 1 more minute so that others can join. Okay. Like this is the one how we can do this, the payment and all, that means the payment link and the WhatsApp group to join. Okay. Now in today's sessions, we are going to discuss about why Java and the differences between the Java and the other programming languages like the C and C++ and the history, like how it has been developed, who developed. I told you yesterday, right? Who developed this Java, right? Now we are going to discuss why they developed this Java. The all will come that in the history part and the futures. I told you, right? Yesterday I have given a brief idea about the futures. So we'll discuss about that here. And the programming format. Programming format means what is the structure it is going to follow to write any code. Like the first we need to have the class, then main method, or the first main method or the class, like any how the structure should be to write any Java code, that we are going to discuss in the Java programming format. And then what is this Java statements and what are the data types we'll use in Java. These are all we are going to discuss in this session. Okay. First, this one. Why Java? Means what? Why this Java is very popular and what is the main reason for that? Why not the other languages? Okay. Now, why Java? Java is a cross-platform compatibility and built-in security. Java is mainly popular because of this cross-platform compatibility. I told you, right? We can take the dot class files off for this executable. Excuse me. We can take the executable files of the Java from one operating system to other operating system, and you can execute that in that also. So that is the meaning of this cross-platform compatibility and built-in security. I told you, right, it is a very secured one. Java having the feature called security, right? That is the reason these two features will make this Java as a mostly popular programming language. Okay. And this Java program can run on any machine with JRE installed. I told you, right? In Windows, we can run that Java file. In Linux, we can run that. How the common feature, what they should have to run those Java files is we need to be installed the JRE. JRE means Java Runtime Environment. It is the file. It should be installed in any system so that we can run that Java code from one OS to another OS. Okay. And that program also operates on various computers with different OS or different operating systems. Okay. And this Java is used mainly by many banking sectors, manufacturers, insurance agencies. Insurance organizations means what? Like healthcare domains. Like normally when we join into any company, or if you're trying to take any insurance like LIC and anything, so they'll also follow the technology for to develop their applications to store the data of all the customers who are all having their insurance, means they'll use this Java as their backend programming language. And in utilities also, retailers also, because in retail also they'll also have their application, right, to do any operation in their current business. So they'll also use this Java as their backend programming language to use their application. So these many sectors are using this Java language to enhance or to build their business. Okay, it is the reason why that major industries will be ruled by this Java. Ruled means what? The king will rule the country, right? Means or the any region. So now this Java is ruling all the major industries like banking sector, manufacturing sector, insurance sector, utility sector, retailer sector. See, these are all the major industries what we need to survive in real-time environment, right? In all these sector, Java is ruling. Java is used as their backend programming language to develop their own application. Okay, this is the why it is highly recommended and populated programming language. Okay, now the differences. See here the pictorial represents C++, Java. It is the symbolical representation of these particular languages. Like the C, it is like the light, and C++ and Java is with the cup. And okay, see the differences here means the pictorial representation. C is having these features. C++ is having some other features including the C. Okay, means what? C++ will have the features of C and some advanced features after the C also. Okay, when compared to this Java is also having the features of C, C++, and its own features. Okay, Java is also using the some terminology or some features of C and C++, and also it's having its own features also. Let us discuss those individually. Like what is the main differences of this C, C++, and Java? First thing, the programming paradigm. Paradigm means the terminology, like you can say, like which structure it is using. Means, is it like the procedure oriented or the object oriented? That will be considered into this programming paradigm. Means which structure it is going to use. See, C and C++. First, C is using the procedural language. C, it is not using any objects to design any C code. When compared to this C++, it also uses the object-oriented programming feature, but not completely. Means not 100% it is using their object-oriented programming language features. But this Java is purely object-oriented programming language. Okay, this is the first differences we need to have clarity on this, like C, C++, and Java. Okay, and the origin. Origin means what? On what base they have developed this language. First, the C language has been developed based on assembly language. Assembly language is also a language which is used to develop any software application earlier, not now. Okay, that language has been used to develop this C software. And now C++ based on the C language. When come to this Java, it is developed by using this C and C++. Okay, and who developed these languages? C has been developed by Dennis Ritchie in 1972. When come to this C++, Jarney Stroustrup in 1979 and James Gosling in 1991 as Java. Okay, these are the developers who developed these programming languages. Translator means how it is going to translate our code what we have written from in the monitor, like from the user to the system understandable. Means the code what we written in our normal English will not understand by the system, right? I mean, the compiler doesn't know, the Java compiler doesn't know what is that. So definitely there should be have there some translators. So what translators those languages are using? Translator C is using compiler only. C++ is also using compiler. But this Java is an interpreted language. So it uses both compiler plus interpreter to translate the code to the machine level code. Okay. And dependencies, platform dependencies. C is completely platform dependent. If you write any C code in Windows system, then we can run that C program in Windows system only. We cannot run that program in the Linux system. Okay. C++ is also a platform dependent. C with Java is platform independent. If you write a Java code in Windows, we can run that file in Linux also. Okay. Now, the execution, how the code will execute in these languages. In C, directly the code will be executed after compiling and running that code, it will execute. Okay. And C++, the completed software will only, it will take the compilation and run. But in Java, JVM will take care of this execution. JVM will execute the Java code. And the approach means what? Approach means what? For example, how you are approaching to me. First, there is a process, right? First, you need to approach to Logic Labs team. Then they will give the link of my session. Then you can join that link so that you and me are connected in this session. How you are approaching through the Logic Lab. So the approach means there is like one, we can say here one triangle formed, like from you to Logic Labs to me, from me to again to you people. There is one triangle. So the same way, the approach is what these programming languages are following. Top-down approach means what? First to last. Means first execution or anything will be starts from the first thing. Okay. C is following top-down approach, C++ from bottom-up approach, and Java is also from bottom-up approach. And file generation, when we compile any of these programming languages file, which types of executable files will be generated? Okay, first the C, which type of file we will get when we execute that C code, .exe file we will get. And when we execute the C++ file, we'll get the .exe file. When execute this, when we compile this Java file, we'll get the .class files. Okay. And pre-procedure directories means what? The directories, or we can say packages in Java. So we, in order to we cannot use all the means there will be definitely some predefined, like how I can say, when we take a new mobile, right, we'll having some by default apps like phone call and camera and gallery and like Amazon, Flipkart, like snapshot, like this, right? So those are all the predefined. It's already there with along with the phone. If you want new, we need to go to the Play Store and we have to download that. So the same way, the directories means it is having the group of files, classes, or anything which are already having predefined. We need to just use that in our application. Like how we are means we need to go to the Play Store and we need to install, right? The same way, what externally, if you means that by default applications will be there, right, in our mobile. The same way, the by default classes will be there in this header files or packages. Header files will be used in C and C++. Packages will be used in Java. How we need to use that in our Java code or any C program is by using this hash include, hash define in C and C++. In Java, import statement. By using the import statement, we can use those built-in classes or methods of the application. Okay. Now the keywords. Keywords means what? Like for example, I told you, right? Import statement. Import is also a keyword in Java. Okay, and hash header, hash define, hash include, right? Include is also a keyword. So there are all types of keywords which all exist in C, C++, Java. Such types of keywords, how many supported in these languages are: C supports 32 keywords. C++ supports 63 keywords. When compared to this Java, it supports 50 defined keywords. Okay, 50 keywords will be supported by this Java. Okay, and the data types, including this union and structure. Data types will be supported by C and C++, but not Java, because the union and structures concept doesn't supported by this Java. Only C, C++ will support this union and structure data type. Okay. Now, inheritance. I told you, right? Inheritance means what yesterday? So, which programming language is supporting this inheritance? C doesn't support this inheritance because inheritance is an oops concept. So there is no oops concept in C. So it doesn't support by the C language. But C++ supports the inheritance. That's the reason why I told you C++ is also an object-oriented programming paradigm. Okay. And this Java supports multiple inheritance, but it doesn't support multiple inheritance. Multiple inheritance is one concept. Like I'll explain you that in the next session in detail. It takes time, but you just remember that multiple inheritance, the only type which is not supported by Java, but C++ supports this multiple inheritance. Okay, this is one interview question. Why means which programming languages support this multiple inheritance? Okay, these types of questions will ask in interview. And next to this, overloading. Excuse me. Overloading concept I already explained yesterday, like method overloading will having the same method name with different number of arguments or different data type of arguments. So this type of method overloading is also a OOPS concept. So it doesn't support in C. And support function overloading in C++. Only the function overloading will be supported by the C++. Operator overloading is not supported in Java when compared to the C++. C++ is also supported this operator overloading, but this Java doesn't support the operator overloading. Okay. Now the pointers. Pointers means what? It is like a address of any variable. For example, I am like some X and Y. Like I am Kausar. Where I am located? I am located at some X and Y location. Right? There is how everyone should approach me. Yeah, if you go to that X and Y and Z location, you can find a Kausar. So there is some address specifying to me, right? I can find at that particular address. So that is the, in here pointers means it is an address of an variable where the variables are stored, that the address will be stored in this pointer variables. Okay. Pointers will be supported in C and C++, but Java doesn't support pointers concept. Okay, Java doesn't support these pointers. And allocation means like a memory allocation, how the memory is allocating to any variables or methods of any of these programming languages. Or in C, we use malloc and calloc methods to allocate the memory. But when C++, new and delete, in order to create a space or memory, new operator will be used to delete or to free up the space. Delete keyword will be used to free up the variables. But in Java, garbage collector will take care of all those things. Okay, just we need to create an object, like how, when, how, who will be removed that space of that particular variable or object. It will be take care of this garbage collector. No programmer need to be do any operation to free up the space. Okay. Now, exception handling. Exception handling is also a OOPS concept, which C doesn't support the exception handling, but C++ and Java supports this exception handling. Templates. Templates means is what? Like you can say it is like some predefined set of some statements that is not supported by this C and Java. But C++ support these templates. Okay. And destructors means constructors and destructors means like constructors will be at the time of creating an object, the constructors will be called. So destructors means in order to destroy that particular object of particular class, will use this. There is no class and object concept in C, so it doesn't support in C language, but C++ supports its destructors, and Java doesn't support the destructors. Only constructors will be supported by the Java. Okay. And this multi-threading and interfaces. I told you, right, interface is concept where we came in order to overcome the problem of multiple inheritance. To overcome this multiple inheritance problem, we came across this interface concept. Okay. How we are going to approach this, we'll discuss that in detail in the further sessions, because it is a very important and it is a some vast topic to discuss more on that. Okay, so this interfaces is the concept or the terminology where we use only in Java. It is doesn't support in C and C++. And database connectivity. I already told you, right? Database connectivity means that there will be having some client server interaction to store that data, and there will be some database. So how the data is going to connect to the database, how we are fetching, all those things will be done only using this the Java programming language only. It doesn't support it in C and C++. Okay. And the storage classes which are available in these programming languages are auto and extern in C, auto and extern in C++, but there is no such type of storage classes in Java because it's take care of by the garbage collector. No programmer needs to take care of this, all these memories type of operations. Okay, these are the complete differences between this C, C++ and Java. If you know the differences only, you can able to know that, yeah, this is the reason why Java is so populated, why it is having a very huge demand nowadays. Not only nowadays, from past so many days also, Java is very, it's playing a very vital role in the IT industry. You know, not even a single programming language which has been beaten the Java. We can say it is like a Java is like evergreen word we will use in order to declare this terminology. You know, Java is evergreen, a simple word, because no such type of programming languages has been introduced which is completely satisfying or which is completely overcoming this Java. They are using the features of Java, but not completely avoiding this. There is no such type of languages which is greater than this. So because of these features only, it is very huge demanded. Okay. Now the history part. Now history means what? How, who, why, where. These are all the things we'll get when we listen this word history. Means why they develop, who develop, when they develop, where they develop. These are all the questions we'll get in our mind that we're going to discuss now. History of this Java is very, very interesting. For me also, it is very interesting actually, because Java is originally designed for television purpose, in order to interactive television, like in order to interact with the televisions, like the software or the technology they were using, it was not there. So in order to have this television interaction, they developed this Java language actually earlier. Okay, but it was too advanced technology for the digital cable television industry at that time, because You may able to know that earlier there was no such type of a digital cable connection, anything like that. I think you all know earlier we were having antenna, right? To connect the TV, all signals will be run, right? So it was like very advanced in those days, like to have the digital cable TV connection. So this is the main history of why, what is the thought they got to develop this language. And it was also advanced technology to develop this digital cable television. And the history of this also, Java starts with green team. Actually, this was developed by the one team, actually not a single person, but he plays the major role. There was a team to develop this Java. That team was known as Green Team. All the Java team members were known as Green Team. But nowadays, this Java is also used in internet programming, mobile devices, games, e-business solutions, everything we are using. Earlier, they used to develop for television purpose, but it is using for all these types of applications. Okay. And here see who developed this, the thought, and when we are going to discuss now. James Gosling, Mike Sheridan, and Patrick Nathan initiated the Java language project in June 1991. These three people have started their investigation as a project to develop this Java programming language in June 1991. Okay, the small team of Sun engineers. Sun engineers means what? There was earlier an organization called Sun, Microsoft Sun, you know, right? Earlier, now it has been changed. So the Sun engineers, these three people are the Sun engineers. They used to call us Green Team. These three got a thought to develop this language, and they started their project in 1991. Initially developed by James Gosling at Sun Microsystems, who is now a subsidiary. This Sun Microsystem is a subsidiary of Oracle now. Okay, and released in 1995. Okay. In 1995, the Time magazine called Java one of the 10 best products of 1995. So there was a magazine called Times Magazine. In that, there has been published that it is the in top 10 list of 1995, Java is one of the best one. Okay. And the first JDK 1 was released on Jan 23rd, 1996. First developed in 1991. They released that in the 1996. After the first release of Java, there have been many additional features added to that particular language. Okay. This is the first version of Java released on 1996, Jan 23rd. Okay. This is the history of this Java. Okay. Now the features. I already explained you these features in yesterday, but I'll explain you a bit now. Java is an object-oriented one, completely based on class and object, and it is very simple to write and secured. And it is platform independent. Because of this, because it is a cross-platform compatible. Okay, and it is robust. It is very strong language, so it is very secure, and it is portable. We can transfer, or we can traverse that particular .class file from one system to another system easily. And architecture neutral means the architecture of the architect of this Java is very neutral. Okay, it is very easy and simple to understand. And Java is a dynamic. Dynamic means what? We can upgrade the features of that Java. And interpreted, Java is an interpreted language. Step by step it will be executing the steps. Okay, and the performance of this Java is higher because of the multi-threading concept. Okay, and Java is also a distributed programming language. These are all the main features of this Java. And now we are going to discuss about the programming format. I told you, right? Definitely any programming language should follow some programming format to develop or to write their Java code, or to write, if it is other language means they'll follow their own programming format. But in Java, it is also having its own programming format. Okay. Now, what are these sections available in this Java programming format are: first session is documentation session. After that, package statement, import statement, interface statement, class definition, and the main method. This is the complete structure of any Java program. Means what? The first statement to what you have to write in Java program is the documentation session. Documents can be written at the first place, at the first box, you can say. Okay. After that, if you want to use any predefined class, or if you want to define this class into this any particular package, then we have to define the package. Then so that the compiler will know this class is present in this package. Okay. After that, import statement. If you want to use some inbuilt classes, methods, we need to import that by using this import statement. That will be written after this package statement. And then interfaces. If you want to define any interface or implement any interface, we will write that after the import statement. And then the class definition. And in the class, we'll having the main method where it is having its own implementation. This is the complete structure of any this Java program. Okay, this is complete explanation about this. How we are going to define this documentation session means, why we are going to use means, like in order to give a basic information. For example, I am working in some XYZ company, and I have developed some application, I have done some project. So today is my last working day. From tomorrow, the new team member will join. And from tomorrow, I'm going to some other office, right? Some other guy who came replacement of me needs to understand what the code I have written, and then he needs to start working on that. But he is not at all aware of that, what I have written, why I have used this, anything. So what we have to do, we need to put the comments on our code. Means we need to put some commenting lines, and we need to do some explanation in our normal words. Yeah, like, yeah, I have used this method to implement this functionality. So this functionality is used to develop this feature, like that. If I write this statement, then a new guy who came in replacement of me, he'll able to read that comments, right? Then he'll understand, yeah, this method is used to do this operation. So if you want, if you any enhancement request came to change, enhancement request means what? If any updates needed for this request, then I can come to this method and I can do the changes. So it is very easy to understand to others, like, yeah, for easy understand and recognition way to modify why it is needed, why it has been developed. There is a concept called documentation section has been implemented in Java, so that we can give some basic information about that particular Java program. Okay. And it also have what kind of information we can pass. Like we cannot pass like, yeah, I'm having this account is having this much balance, this account is such type of not silly things we should have. Which types of informations we can provide in this documentation session means, like the author means who wrote this particular method. For example, I have developed one method one in that particular program. Then I can write in that comment, right? Syed Kausar Jahan has been developed this method. At September 6th, she developed that in version 10th, and the program name of this is this, and this company name or description like this about this project. Everything we can provide about in that application. Okay. These types of data we can pass in this documentation section. Okay. What it helps? It helps to improve the readability of the program. Okay. To write the statements in the documentation session, we use comments. Means what? Single line comment and multi-line comments. So if I want to give only one line comment, like, yeah, Kausar developed this for depositing of money. It is one line statement. So I can write in double slash, and that the matter what I can write, like Kausa developed this for deposit. Okay. If I want to write like, yeah, Syed Kausa Jahan developed at version 10, in September 6th to develop the deposit machine when the user is not able to access that. Like this, some basic information with so many words, like with multiple lines. Then we have to use this format slash star and the lines how many we can write, and then we need to close that end of that line with the hash and slash. Okay, this is the way how we are going to give for multi-line comment. And documentation comment means what? If suppose I want to link, like will in Facebook or any something, if that when we click on some any links, we'll able to open one document, right? We'll able to download one document. So if he wants to, if the other guy who came in replacement of me wants to refer the documentation of this particular future, then I can add those documentation link in this documentation comment. Means hash double star and the link or anything what we can do here, and then star hash. This is the way how we can define this documentation comment. Okay, these are all types of comments can be given in this documentation section: single line comment, multi-line comment, and the documentation comment. Okay, this is the first part of this programming format. Okay, and next is package declaration. I told you that package declaration is optional. When user wants that, yeah, my class should be declared in this particular package, then only we need to give that package declaration statement. Otherwise, no need of this package declaration. Okay, it is placed just after the documentation section. We need to declare that by using the package name. Package name is the syntax to define any package. Okay, and we can have only one package statement in any Java program. If you write the thousands of lines of code in any Java program, but it should have only one package declaration at the starting of the program. We cannot have multiple package declaration statement. Okay. And it is necessary because a Java class can be placed in different packages and directories based on the model that they are used. So definitely any class should be declared in any package. Otherwise, there is no sense, because if I want to use those class in my further any application, how we can call that? There should be have some reference, right? If you store that in any package, then if you import that package, we can directly use that particular class. So definitely any Java class should be placed in any different packages. Okay. So in order to declare this package, we are using this copy keyword called package. Like how we are going to declare this package, and the package name here, and package, and here also the package name. This is the root package, and then this is the subclass. Means in this class, this is also one class where we can access this. This is the main root directory, and this is the subdirectory. Okay, in this I want to use the classes of this. Okay, this is the way how we are going to declare any package. Okay, and next import statement. The classes what we have packed into this package, right? We're having all the classes. I told you, right? We're having one example class called Hello World. I'm going to put that Hello World class. If you write the package Java T point and class Hello World, then what the compiler will know that, yeah, this Hello World package belongs to this Java T point. So again, in another class, I want to use that Hello World class method. How we can access that? We need to import this Java T point, so that compiler will know that, yeah, something is using from this Java T point. If you write this import Java T point, then compiler will know, yeah, some method or classes of this Java T point will be used in this program. It will be known by the compiler like this. So in order to use the packed classes in the packages, we'll use this import statement. The package contains the many predefined classes and interfaces. Means packages will have predefined classes and interfaces also. Okay, if you want to use any class of particular package, we need to import that particular class. Okay, the import statement represents the class stored in other packages. I told you, right, the class which is stored in other packages can be used in our current program, that will be represented by this import statement. We use the import keyword to import any class. Okay, and it is also written before the class declaration and after the package statement. Use the import statement in two ways, either importing a particular specific class or importing the complete package. See here an example, java.util.scanner, right? I'm using only this particular scanner class of this package, but this package will have so many other classes also, right? So we may don't know that which class will be used in my current program. So in such scenarios, we can use this java.util.star, so that if you write star, this all the classes of these packages will be included in this. Means we can use the any classes of this java.util package. If you write this star here, if you want to give any specific class name, if you want to use that in our class, means then we can provide that here. If you don't know which class will be used, then we need to provide that here as a star. Okay, this is the way how we are going to import the Java statements. So in every class should have the import statement, and package statement is optional. Based on the requirement only we'll write the package statement, but import statement is mandatory, because we'll definitely use some predefined classes of this Java directory. So definitely we need to import those classes by using the import statement. Okay. Anyone, any questions?